Hello and welcome to a video on high school honors and awards. So first I want to point your attention to The Bridge. It's a resource portal for our families enrolled in Feather River, Lakeview, and Clarksville charter schools. And you can find information about all of our schools, about our high school programs, courses, and also our awards. So if you visit The Bridge, you'll find a awards and honors section. And you'll be able to click on each of those awards and learn how your student can meet the eligibility criteria, and it'll give more detail about each of those awards. And we'll cover a little bit about each award today. So today's agenda, we're going to talk about all the high school awards that a student can earn while enrolled in high school. And so let's go and dive right into our school awards. So first, we offer the honor roll for our students who have earned a 3.5 GPA or higher. This is a cumulative GPA and it is weighted as well. So we will look at honors, AP, and college courses, and then we'll look at ninth grade all the way to the last fall semester of a student's high school career. We'll also award a gold sash upon earning this award and during the graduation ceremony. So students, that award looks like the little gold cord pictured here on the slide. We will hand out cords during the graduation ceremony for all students who have earned an honor roll status. We also have valedictorians and salutatorians for each of our three schools. So the valedictorian is a student with the highest GPA of the graduating class. Keep in mind that this includes the 12th grade cohort and also early graduates. So for example, if an 11th grader has a higher GPA than our rank 1 student in the senior class, they will actually be the valedictorian for that year if they're graduating early and have a high enough GPA as well. So just keep that in mind. If you have a class rank of 1, it doesn't guarantee you the valedictorian spot. We do look at all the GPAs for every single student who is graduating that year, including early grads. The valedictorian will also be invited to speak during the high school graduation ceremony. That is completely voluntary, but it's an invitation that we extend to the valedictorian only. And salutatorians are the second highest GPA of the graduating class. And just remember that graduating class does mean the 12th grade cohort and also all of the early graduates at our schools. So to give you a little idea of what the competition is like for valedictorian and salutatorian, these are the GPAs for past years, the GPA ranges. So it will vary each year. So this is not a guarantee that if you have a 4.5, you'll be a valedictorian for Clarksville or Feather River or Lakeview. It does vary each year and from school to school. I will say the trend seems to be the number increases every single year. I've seen it tick up over the last 5 to 6 years. It's just been getting higher and higher. So that's just a little fun statistic for you. And another award that our school offers is the National Honor Society. So students are invited to participate in NHS based on their GPA. So if they have a 3.5 GPA or higher, they are invited to participate in our NHS program. The student must be enrolled in our school for at least one semester, and they also have to maintain that 3.5 GPA each semester. They are required to attend virtual meetings each month, and they will also participate in a volunteer community service project throughout the high school year. There is an induction ceremony at the beginning of the school year, and students are invited if they are eligible. They do not have to participate if they don't want to, but it does look great on a college application. It is a great experience, and it's a team building kind of environment as well, because you really get to know that group of students. And if a student has participated in NHS for 2 years, in high school, at least, they are awarded a NHA sash at the end of the graduation, or during the graduation ceremony, I should say. And that sash is pictured right there. We also have a College and Career Readiness Award. This is tied to the California College and Career Indicator. The College and Career Indicator is a way for California to measure whether a graduate is prepared for success after graduation. So it looks at college courses, it looks like academic work completed during high school, it looks at test scores, and also career prep in high school. So these are the ways that a student can meet this measure, that where they are deemed prepared. And go ahead and watch our college and career readiness video for more information about each of these measures. In that video, I do break down how a student can be considered prepared for each of these. I do go into more detail than I will here, but these are the 8 different ways a student can be considered prepared upon graduation. And if a student is prepared, then we will award that student a white cord during the graduation ceremony. So let's go over some state awards that our students can earn at the end of high school. So the Golden State Seal Merit Diploma is an award where we're looking at grades for 6 different subject areas. So students have to earn a high school diploma, and they also have to earn B's or B pluses or above in at least 6 different subject areas. Keep in mind, our schools don't have pluses or minuses on their grades, so really it means a student usually has to earn an A in their course in 6 different subject areas in order to meet this eligibility criteria. And many of the courses do have to be completed in grades 9 through 11. And a student can also meet some of these eligibility criteria with a qualifying CASP score. So a breakdown of each of those eligibility criteria. For English, math, and science, it's pretty much the same criteria. A student has to earn a B plus or above in a single course, meaning just both semesters of that course, they have to earn a B plus or above. And those courses for English, math, and science have to be completed in 9th and 11th grade. Test scores can be used to meet this requirement as well. So if a student has earned a level 3 or standard or above on the CASP taken in 11th grade, they can also meet that English and math requirement. For students who take the CAST or the science exam in 10th or 11th grade, they can also meet this requirement with a passing score. For U.S. history, they do have to earn a B or above in a single course, and there's no grade level restriction for this one. So if they take U.S. history in 12th grade, they can meet that last requirement through that. And then 2 additional subject areas. So any of the qualifying grades in the above subject matters would qualify a student, or a B or above in any of the other high school academic courses. So PE won't be considered for this award, but other elective courses, visual performing arts, could be considered for this award. And just note that they're looking for students who excel in different categories. So you'll notice that it is a qualifying grade for all of these different subject matters. So they're looking for a well-rounded student. And this is awarded by the California Department of Education. So you can visit their website for a detailed view of their eligibility criteria. They will list that out here as well. And if students receive this award, they will have a golden seal that looks exactly like this affixed to their high school diploma. Another state award is the State Seal of Biliteracy. This is really just an award for students who are fluent in multiple languages. And there was a change in January 1st, 2024. So it allowed for a little bit more flexibility in how students demonstrate proficiency in those languages. So it really helps include English language learners who may not have earned a high enough score on the CASP ELA portion. So there is a bit more flexibility added now moving forward, which is really nice. So the criteria in a nutshell is really 1, students have to be proficient in English, and 2, they have to be proficient in another language other than English. So students do have to demonstrate proficiency in both languages. They can be fluent in more than one one world language, and that's great, but they won't receive additional seals of biliteracy. Unfortunately, it is just a one-time award. It isn't awarded for students who speak multiple languages, which is quite an achievement. But unfortunately, we only get to have one sticker and one award. So this does mean that GPAs and tests are factored into the award decision. So students can show proficiency through coursework or examination. So let's take a little deeper look into how students can show proficiency. So for English proficiency, students can demonstrate that proficiency by either having a 3.0 or higher GPA in all of their English language graduation requirements, or they can have a qualifying score on the CASP, which is taken in 11th grade. So they can have a standards met or a level 3 on that ELA portion. Or they can also meet this requirement by taking a AP or IB exam in English with a passing score. Keep in mind that we don't offer the IB program, but if a student transfers in with a qualifying test score, we'll also look at that as well. Or students who take standardized tests like the SAT can also earn a 600 or above in that English, that reading and writing section of the SAT. And so that would also meet the English proficiency. So these are all the ways a student can demonstrate proficiency. It really is one of these methods. You don't have to complete all of them. Prior to January 1st, 2024, students did have to actually complete, I think, like 2 of these requirements, or it was one of the requirements, and then CASP was an additional one that they had to complete. But luckily, there's some more flexibility so that it really is one of these options, not 2 or more. So how to demonstrate language other than English proficiency? So students can do this through coursework. So that means they have to earn a 3.0 GPA or higher in a 4-year high school course of study in a world language. It has to be the same world language. And keep in mind that is up to level 4. So it doesn't mean a student, for example, needs to take Spanish 1, 2, 3, and 4. If they speak Spanish at home and they're proficient and they test in or are placed into Spanish 4, then if they earn a B or higher in that Spanish 4 class, and that's the only world language they have taken, that will meet this proficiency requirement. They don't have to take 4 years of the same language. They just have to reach level 4. And that does also apply to college courses as well. So if a student is taking college coursework, we'll also look at those college courses and look at which one is the equivalent to the level 4 of a high school course of study. Students can also meet the world language requirement by taking a AP or IB exam in that world language. However, for AP exams, there's not, they don't offer AP exams for every single world language. So they have like Chinese, Korean, Spanish, French, all of those languages. But if you have a language that they do not cover, you can also take the ACTFL. So the ACTFL is an exam that students may take to demonstrate proficiency in a world language. It stands for the American Council on Teaching of Foreign Languages. They do have to earn a intermediate mid or higher score on the writing section, and then also earn a intermediate, mid, or higher score on the oral proficiency interview. So they do have to earn a qualifying test score for both of those sections if a student wants to meet this requirement through ACTFL. I will say coursework is probably the easiest, but for students who already speak the language at home and are fluent, the ACTFL might be a great opportunity as well. And all students have to do is just submit their test scores to their high school counselor, and we'll take that into consideration for awards. This award is awarded by the California Department of Education, so you can also visit their website to learn more about the eligibility criteria that we covered today. And if students receive this award, they will see a gold sticker similar to this one affixed to their high school diploma. All right. The last state award that we're going to cover today is the State Seal of Civic Engagement. This is brand new to our school. The eligibility criteria is outlined here. So one, students just need to be engaged in academic work in a productive way. What that means is students just have to be in good academic standing. So no compliance issues, no late fees. Students are on track to graduate on time as well. And students who earn their certificate of completion or a high school diploma are all eligible for this award. 2, they also must demonstrate competent understanding of U.S. and California government. So what that translates to is a student just has to pass their U.S. history and government courses. And if a student is eligible for their high school diploma, they naturally will need to pass U.S. history and government anyway. So that's kind of tied into, they're kind of tied into each other. For criteria 3, so students must participate in one or more civic engagement project. So the project is probably the hardest part of this award. It is very much open-ended and up to the student to kind of develop the project that they want to complete. So they have to complete a civic engagement project, and the project could involve anything that they're interested in that works with the community. So it could involve, for example, volunteer work, advocacy. They could raise awareness around an issue. They can help train others around an issue that they're passionate about. Or they can also identify a civic problem and invent a new solution as well. So this civic engagement project can have, there's a really broad range of what you can complete. And it's really up to students to kind of develop their project and complete their project. They also have to reflect on that project. Students also, in addition to that project, have to complete at least 5 verified volunteer service hours. So we do ask that, someone who's supervising those volunteer hours signs off on that volunteer work. And students will need to document their process and also present their project to earn this award. So 4, students must demonstrate civic knowledge and skills through self-reflection. So after completion of the civic engagement project, which that project can be completed anytime during high school, it doesn't mean that it's restricted to 12th graders only. Students can complete this project at any time while they're enrolled in high school. 4, when they finish that project, they have to complete a self-reflection. So students will need to submit a self-reflection and really basically summarize the project that they completed. They need to define what a civic problem means, describe the problem that they want to tackle, identify the causes, and provide an explanation of what they did to address that problem, and also reflect on, maybe bigger societal and systemic solutions or what they learned throughout this whole process. And 5, students must also exhibit character traits that reflect civic mindedness and commitment to positively impacting the classroom, school, community, and or society. So in a nutshell, students just need to find one letter of recommendation from someone who is not a family member. So it could be a mentor, it could be a community member, it could be their teacher as well. Basically, as long as it's a recommendation that's coming from someone who is not a family member, that's what we're looking for. And that recommendation letter should speak to, the student's traits that demonstrate civic mindedness. And this award is given out by the state as well. And we will have a state seal. Again, it's a gold sticker that is affixed to the high school diploma. And our school does have eligibility criteria. So if you visit the bridge, you'll find a link to all of our eligibility criteria. And basically more detail of what I covered here today. It talks about the award, what the criteria looks like, and then it also has a way for students to submit their project and a checklist for them to use, and also different, worksheets if they want, to help them with their self-reflection or to help them with that letter of recommendation or documenting service hours. So everything is kind of packaged in one document. So if you do if you are interested in this award, then you can visit the bridge for more information about the Civic Engagement Award. And our last award that we're going to talk about today are, it's the national awards that are given out all across the nation. So we do have the President's Education Award. So these are actually two different awards. Students cannot receive both awards. They are either eligible for one or the other. And the Educational Excellence Award is given to students who have earned a 3.5 or higher GPA, and also who have earned a standards exceeded on the CASP in both ELA and math. And for students who have not earned that qualifying, or who have not met that qualifying GPA, they are also eligible to receive an Educational Achievement Award instead. So this is by teacher nomination only. So it does have to come from the teacher, and then with principal approval, students may receive that achievement award. So let's talk about the Educational Excellence Award. This means that the student has to have an academic GPA of 3.5 or higher during grades 9 through 12. And they also must have standards exceeded on the CASP in both ELA and math. If they do not meet that testing requirement, they can actually still earn the award as long as they receive 2 letters of recommendation from different staff members. Students aren't really supposed to ask for those recommendation letters. Our school staff will be notified, and then it's up to them whether they want to nominate their students for this award or not. And then we also have the Educational Achievement Award. So for students who do not meet the criteria for the Educational Excellence Award, but they show tremendous growth and demonstrate perseverance, then they could be eligible for this award. This is by teacher nomination only. And so a teacher has to write a recommendation. It has to come from a staff member. And the final approval does come from the principal. So even though students are nominated, it doesn't guarantee them the award. And this is not a lesser award. It's just a way to really honor the students who have, really shown growth throughout high school. And this is issued by the U.S. Department of Education. It's kind of cool. You get a letter and an award all signed by the president. And so it's a pretty cool award. And we also mail out the certificates, and then the certificates will be sent to all the families as well. So some key takeaways. Really, if you're interested in any of the awards, you can read more about it on the bridge, or visit the corresponding websites to learn about those detailed eligibility criteria requirements. But just general takeaways: if you want to be eligible for a high school award, try your best. Try to earn A's and B's for all your high school courses. That means if you have a 3.5 or above, you'll have an honor roll award at least at the end of graduation. When you take the CASP in 11th grade, try your best. I know tests can be nerve-wracking sometimes, but just try your best and see how you do, and you might be eligible for an award. If you are interested in giving back to the community, then volunteering is a great way to do that. And it looks great on resumes. It looks great on applications for colleges as well. So really think about giving back to the community. And for students who are interested in awards, second languages are really great. If you, learn another world language that you're interested in, it's really awesome an opportunity to expand career opportunities when you understand another language. When you can translate for other people, it really does expand job opportunities. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you do have any questions about any of the high school awards, visit the bridge to learn more, or contact your high school counselor or your homeschool teacher to ask about these individual awards. Thank you so much for listening.